Hey everyone, at home with Power BI, with me Zahir Raymond from Sigma BI. Today I'm going to show you how to create a date table, one of the most important tables to have in your model. Now usually you get them imported in with from your data source, however sometimes it doesn't. In this video we're going to show you how to create one from scratch using the M language and using DAX. Which one's better? You decide. All you need to do is come and join me in this video and I'll show you how it's done. Let's go. So I'm going to show you how to create a date table in a few ways in Power BI. So we're going to use the M language and we're also going to use DAX to create the calendar table. Now, the date table is the most important table that you'll have in your model, because that is the one that is you're going to be able to do your time intelligence. So you're able to show the data from previous years, basically your historical data. Now, the first way we're going to show you is the M language. Now, it's going to be pretty simple in the M language because we're not going to type this in manually. There's quite a few codes online. I have one that I'll have a link below, or it'll be copy and pasted below, where you'll be able to use. And this is how we can do that. So first of all, we're going to go into new source in the query editor, Power BI, and go down to blank query. Okay, so that gives us a blank query. So we'll go to the top and we'll go to advanced editor. Click on that. Now this gives us where we're able to start typing in our query. But because we've got it copied, we don't really need to type anything in. So if we just delete that and we'll just paste the code that we've got. So as you can see, it's a bit of a long one, so it's better to copy and paste than to try and manually put that in. Press done. So what that will now do is give you a couple of options here. So it'll tell you what dates you want to start from. So we're just going to say, let's just say the 1st of the 1st, 2015. And we're going to go to the 31st of 12th, 2018. Right? Put that in, press invoke. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you not just a date column, it's going to give you all these columns. It's going to give you the year of, the quarter of, the week number, month number, the month name, and what day is of the week. So as you can see, just by typing that code, it's automatically made a number of columns here for us to use, and that's where we can start using it with our other data in the model. So that's one way of doing it, and that's using the M language. So we've loaded that into Power BI, and as you can see, the date table has come in. I've just quickly renamed that table to date table M, so basically saying that we've created this using the M language. So the next one we're going to do is by using DAX. We're going to do this by creating a new table. Go to the top. And then the formula bar at the top, what we're going to do is, let's create date table using DAX. So we're going to equal, so we're going to use the calendar function, which is calendar, great stuff. So now that we've done that, we just need to add in a start date, and we need to put in an end date. Now, before we start putting in, the 1st of the 1st, what we need to do is open another function, which is the date function. So if we type in date, that gives us another function. Now it'll tell us put the date that we want. So if we put 2015 again, and what month it was the 1st, and the day was the 1st as well. Close that, okay. A comma, and now we need to put the end date. So same function again is the date function. Put in the year 2018, 31st, sorry, another one, 12, 31st. Okay, close that, and then we need to close off the whole function. Click on return. Great. So what that will now do is give us all the dates from 1st of January 2015 all the way to the 31st of December 2018. So that is one way of specifying which dates that you want to add in there by using the calendar function. But I'm going to show you a different way. So what we're going to do is delete this one. So if we just go into the table, all right, and we're just going to say delete. So I'm going to say we just want to get rid of that. And then you're going to use it a different way. So this way, the way I'm going to show you is, it's going to be the long way, but it's good for practice, and it's good to know how each functions work and how each column is created. Right, so what we're going to now do is use another function to create that table using DAX, and we're going to use the calendar auto function. Now this is easier to do, but what we're going to do is is create the columns manually, just to see how it all works, and just to give us a bit more practice as well, because going forward, if we didn't have no materials available, we still know how to do it, and the more you practice this, the better you'll get at it. And it does use a couple of functions as well in there, so it'll be good to know. So we're going to first of all go to the new table at the top. Okay, so when it comes to the table, we're going to just put date. Okay, so this is probably the last one we're going to create, so we just put date. Okay, and then we press equal, and then we go calendar, and we'll calendar auto. Okay, so now we're going to use calendar auto, and now we've opened the parentheses. So in this parentheses, we can put in here the month we want to end our financial year. So I know financial years are different for different organizations. So my place, it used to be April, and then the new one started in May. So what we do here is type in 4, close it, and then what will that then do is, if we had data, for example, up until January, the dates will still continue after that, after January, up until the point in April, which will be the end of our fiscal year. That's how the fiscal year works in calendar auto. But because we're not going to be concentrating on that, we're just going to close the parentheses and just press enter. Now, if you've got a model already in Power BI, and it has detected a date format, it will then bring up a table. So as you can see, it's bring up a date table here with all the dates from 2016. So it's detected that from 2016 there's some records in this model. Okay, so now that's been done, so what we're going to now do is start creating some more information to put in this date table. The more functions that we have here, the better we can slice and dice our data and show the historical information from our model. So it's quite, like I say, it's quite important to get used to this and get to know this from start to finish. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to the top and select new column, and then in the top formula bar, what we're going to do is we're going to say, right, okay, we want to know what year it's in. Okay, so we type in year, equal, and we can use a year function. Open, it's asking for a date, so we'll just type in the date. Okay, and that means we are going to get the date from the date table, close a function, and that will now give us a year. Great. So now what we're going to do is add another one. And this one, I want to know the month number. So just going to type in month number equals, and then we're going to do the same thing, but just for month. So type in month, put the parentheses, type in dates, date, go down to date, select, and that will tell us what month number it is. Okay, so now we're going to say, right, okay, I probably want to see it in, if it's January, February, March, depending on what kind of person you are, if you wanted to see it as words or as text or numbers. So we're going to put it in a text format. So the next one is we're going to create a new column. Okay, and we're just going to type in month name equals, and this one we are going to use the format function. So as I said, there's quite a few functions that we're going to be using whilst creating this, and format is one of them. So we then type in, okay, we want the date, comma, and then we're going to open speech marks, and we're going to put in M 4 times. Click that, and that will tell you, give us the result, and that is in January, whatever month that was in. Okay, so there's another way of doing this as well, is abbreviating it. So we can copy and paste it, but what I like to do is that I do like to practice and get to know what I'm working on. So I'm just going to start from scratch again. You can copy and paste the last one because there's a slight difference in it. So we're just going to put month name, and I'll put abbreviate ABR equal, format again, date. Okay, open the speech marks, but this time we are going to put 3 M's instead of the 4. Close the parentheses, and that's abbreviated it for us. Okay, so what we're going to do now is create a new column. Okay, so now we want to know what day of the month it is. So let's create a new column, put day of the month equals, and this way, this one we're going to use the day function. Close parentheses. So it tells us what day of the month it is. We're going to go back up, create another column. So similar to what we said with the month, we want to know what the day name is. So here we use a format function, do you remember? Yep. And we're going to type in comma, and then in speech marks we're going to put 4Ds in. Close speech mark, close the parentheses. That will tell us what day it's in. Okay, so then we're going to do another column. And we're going to say, right, okay, the day name abbreviated. So, probably know what it is. If you want to go ahead and start typing it. Format. Date. And instead of 4Ds, how many? That's right, just the 3. That then gives us an abbreviation of the day name. Also, what we have a function here is find out what week number it is. So if we go up, select a new column, and we're going to type weekday number, and that is equal week date. Open the parentheses, put your date table in, close it, and that will tell us there. Then we're going to go to new column. And we're going to say, right, okay, we want to know what quarter what quarter it fell under. So here we're going to put quarter. Okay, and type that in correctly. Press equal. And here we're going to use the roundup function. Open that up, and then you need to use the month function. So it's the date table. Close that parentheses, and then we're going to use divide function 3. Then we're going to put 0 to say if it's unable to do that, just give it as a result of 0. It shouldn't do. Add that in, and that'll tell us what quarter number it is. Now what we want to do is create another column for this part, but now we want to say about, okay, I want a column to say it's quarter number 1, quarter number 2. So here we're going to use the concatenate function. If you've not used it before, it just joins 2 values together, whichever ones you highlight. So we're going to put quarter, let's call it quarter name, equal concatenate functions. So this one, right, okay, we're going to say, right, what we're going to concatenate. So first of all, I want to put the name of the quarter in there. So I'm going to open speech marks, QTR, close that down, and then I want it to put the date quarter number. Close the parentheses. What I should do now is give us a quarter 1. Also, what some people want is the month and the year together as well. So here we're going to put month and year. Create a new column, month and year equals, and we're going to do the concatenate again. This time we're going to put date. Let's see, which one should we put? The abbreviated one, the month, or should we put the full one? Let's put the abbreviated one. Tab that over. And then here, what we're going to do is put the ampersand. This is another function. It's this little hand sign there. And then we're going to open some speech marks. And what I want you to do is put a space and then close the speech marks, because that's what we're basically saying is we want a space between from one concatenate value to the other. Okay, and then we're going to put on the other side is the date for the year. So we'll look, date year, there you go. Right. Let's enter. And that's given us the date. It's given us the month and the year. And finally, if you just want it in numerical form, say I don't want any text in there, I just want the year and month, you can do that as well. So I'll put year and month equals, and we can put dates, date of the years. Let's look. Okay, so date and the year. I'm going to put the ampersand. Date, month. So the month number. Enter that. That gives us the month, the year, and the month number. So that's a date table where we have created from scratch. We've used the calendar auto function to get all the dates in that it has recognized in the model, and then we've gone individually and created those columns. So look, all those columns we created just by using those functions. If you go back to the M language, do you remember? Look, we've got all these functions in there. So it's just totally dependent on which one you want to use, which one you feel comfortable with. There are advantages and disadvantages of using one or the other. It's totally up to yourself which one you use. All of them work essentially, and obviously to your model. Calendar auto function I sort of lean towards because I don't need to update any of the dates or that kind of thing. It'll do it automatically, and that's what I want, is something that's easier to use. Okay, so that's how we create a date table using the M function, using DAX, and creating the columns from scratch. Thanks for watching. At home with Power BI with me, Zahir Rahman. Like and subscribe now to get all the latest information on the new videos.